Since the nether brain fell, you have continued to evolve. Thought is action, action is thought, speech is difficult. Your mind has voyaged to the limits of existence, communing with entities unique and wondrous. But something always calls it back to Faerun, back to yourself, back to the beginning. The time before you became what you are. When your tadpole first sang in your mind, you are back there once again when a voice comes to you. Withers, who you know so well. It is time, he says, to meet with your allies once again. You dream of them often, and now you will see if your dreams have become their reality.
Thou wert called here, some from above, some below. For with thine bond, together thou hast kept the wheel of fate spinning.
Starting to wonder if you'd show up. I'm good. I had no doubt. Wondering, mostly. Hard to... Oh, I know. Well, don't worry. I'm joking. As a... Hopefully, after all, we've... done...
He looks coyly at the ground, suddenly shy. He snappy is, however, exhausted. He's had plenty of adventures without you. The joy in the owlbear's eyes is clear. He longs for a home and would love to stay with Shadowheart. There's something strange, a familiar invitation. Scratch yaps a request you know well. Fetch?
Now there's a face I know well indeed. Don't... There you are, my friend. Breathe deep. Can you smell it?
You take in every scent the night breeze carries. Sweet
Forest trees draped in moss. A far cry from the rancid Avernus. I swear, Karlach and I have felled enough Cambions to build a fortress. Who'd have thought that just one of those fiends held the key to escaping Avernus for good? One of them sported a map and some blueprints. If you want all the gory details, Karlach can fill you in. I've missed you too. If I had to do it all over again, and I'd rather not. He's lead. The Banes with. He's still valor. May they all take it to. Well, or wasting any of the wine for that matter.
And you made significant sacrifices. Yeah, you ought to come visit my... Well, ta-ta.
So... Well... How have you been since... It turned... Well... This... But... From the... I will...
Jack, for 2 months Orpheus trained me in the ways of the comet. But nothing has made me quiver more than seeing your face here today. Tentacles and all. could touch you in flesh. I can feel you. It has taken what? But soon. Sure. It's fallen to me to secure an alliance. You'd know better than anyone.
Love.
My... But you... Soon. When the... Now go. I'll be back one...
Lae'zel heard the summons. A telepathic emanation. You are accustomed to receiving dispatches and battle orders from the Githyanki rebel forces in this form. But this was different. An invitation to a gathering of friends. Those allies who stood with you against the Netherbrain. Those who thwarted the grand design. Those who made your war against Vlaakith's tyranny possible. You cannot join them in person, but you shall be with them again, nonetheless, to project your image through the cosmos. Such is the skill of the Prince of the Comet. You have no doubt it can be done.
Thou wert called here, some from above, some below. For with thine bond, together thou hast kept the wheel of fate spinning when it threatened to halt. Though thou wert drawn far apart in the months after the collapse of the Absolute, tonight, fate renews thy bond once more. Thou shouldst take care to preserve it. It is a great weapon, wielded in the hand of good. Go. Know one another once more.
There you are. Keeping us all on tenterhooks so you could make a dramatic entrance, is it? Starting to wonder if you'd show up. What can I say? We shared something extraordinary. Oh, come here, will you? You feel a little more substantial than before. Less camping and scrounging off the land. I'm not entirely sure I'd agree. In fact, I found a nice meadow not far from where I live now. I'm glad you seem well. Truly. I had no doubt. But I'm glad to hear you say it all the same. Wondering, mostly. The adventuring life is almost a tonic when you're not constantly threatened by brain monsters, and one of my first stops was the House of the Moon. It seemed like the perfect spot to reflect on my parents. Hard to imagine, isn't it? Me, of all people, in the lair of the Moon Witch herself. Gods, your truest act of heroism was putting up with all that char and drivel I was spouting for so long. Oh, I know they are. I can still sense them, I think. I don't know. Which is just the way I like it just now. I'd like to see the islands, maybe, but enough about me. What have you been up to? Don't be a stranger.
He looks coyly at the ground, suddenly shy. He snaps the air and wiggles. He's either miming fighting a many-limbed creature or dancing. He is, however, exhausted. He's had plenty of adventures without you. The joy in the owlbear's eyes is clear.
Good soul, good company, and good fun.
Ah, breathe deep, Boo! To meet again where your journey... Oh, and for Happy also.
Yes, honored, of course.
See how your very presence snatches the breath from his chest? It is just this day that Happy learned of your legend.
He dangled me from the high hall, upside down.
The guild should not go creeping in high places if they do not have the stomach. It is well for Happy the strange portal appeared when it did. Minsk's arm was growing achesome. So I have. Though it is a piece made more from blade and boot, 9 fingers forbade any looting of the Illithid's fleshy vessels. But where Minsk might once have thrown any sneaking scoundrels from the tower top, now I tell them of you.
Yes, I'll rule it.
Though, of course, it is still for Boo to decide if...
Oh, gods.
But enough, my friend! I cannot tell your tale if I do not know the whole of it. Minsk and Boo would know where you have been. Minsk hears the determination rattle your... Boo will remind them of the details later. Now, Halfling, Boo will not have you embarrassing him in front of his friends. Will Ravengard, the Blade of Frontier, Lae'zel of Creshkiller, true child of Gith, Astarion, who is banished by the sun... We visit him much down in the dark places. Gale, the man who would be a god, but then thought better of it. Shadowheart, 2 gods dogged at her soul, but she managed to keep it all for herself. And Minthara, yes, she is here also, repenting of her wicked ways. And there is an absence. Karlak, who would have been the heart of this celebration, had she not lost her heart. Study them well, sneak thief, for the best among them will be a guide for your guild, who never arrive to a party without even a gift for the host.
But wait!
Go, my friend.
Ah, my dear friend, it's been an age, has it not? You're looking, well. Our skeletal friend will be very pleased to see I found my way here, despite my invitation getting lost in the post. Busy as ever. I've gotten quite good at replicating your signature, so you needn't even bother with the release form. You might help me with the title, though. I'm considering The Hero and Me. What do you think? I knew you would. Ah, your success really has been wonderful for my reputation. But you mustn't let me hog your attention all night, my friend. You've many friends to chat to, and I'd love to listen in.
You have managed to survive without me. So, here we are. Ah, we could have been conquerors. Do you ever regret that we did not take control of the Netherbrain? You may be right. Regrets are of little value, unless they are fuel for future. Few mortals have stood against gods and monsters as we have, and lived to tell the tale. We can write our own stories now, and leave our mark on these realms. I feared that returning to the Underdark as an apostate of Lolth would be an act of madness. Perhaps it was. If so, it is a madness that fits me well. Rebels swarm to my cause, and even if it takes centuries, I will reclaim my house in Menzoberranzan. And make the Spider Queen. I would no more allow a god to shape my destiny than I would a pigeon. You may observe my works if you lack sufficient occupations of your own, but do not interfere. I expect there have been other reunions to which I was not invited.
To your relief, your projection holds. It took a dozen Gish's talents, a few stolen psi crystals, and 2 10 days of effort to conjure it. You can touch, taste, and talk, but your fleshy body is in limbo, the home of the mystical Githzerai. Once the Githzerai were one with the Githyanki, until bloody civil war severed the Giths. The Githzerai god king Menyar Ag-Gith sent word through the cosmos. Should the Githzerai join you, you could vanquish Flacket.
A great warrior of the comet walks among us. Ugh, probably for the best. I smell like a 70-year-old cinder. Withers yanked me from Avernus with my blade halfway through a Cambion's belly without so much as a chance at washing up. And you? I wager you and Lae'zel have cracked open more Kithraki heads than you could possibly count. How you thrill in the Hell Hunt. Slaying fiends is electrifying. The demons I've disintegrated. The devilkin I've bled. The stories I've been itching to tell. I don't suppose you'd indulge me. Yes, you want to hear about the Amnitsu at the Styx? The 3-tusked Orthon? Or the invading Gorestroi? But I left when I'd finished. All that remained, I've missed. If I had to do it all over again, and I'd rather not, to be clear. I can't imagine not having you at my side. I wish you'd been there to join in. I suppose that's my way of saying I miss you. Tonight, I toast not just the people we've become, but the people we were. Warriors, winners, saviors. I've seen him more than a few times. He's leading the city's renewal, opened the gates to all newcomers, rebuilt the council from scratch. And he's back in his element. The likes of Gortash can bend people's minds with a few chosen. Bane's chosen primed the fist for a war they weren't meant to win. With a few exceptions, fathers pardoned every last fist. If my forgiveness not be Tyr's will, so be it. He still believes in the bow and the blade, but valor is found not in the wounds you inflict, but in the lives that you have bettered. May they all take it to heart. She's kept me on a long... Every target she's set me on's been a demonic intruder. Tenari assassins who slip into Avernus. Armonites. My next mark's the most challenging yet. Or so she says. She's playing a game. I'd fall on my own blade and join the blood war in an instant should Zariel's hell-touched fingers stretch towards the coast. And as long as I'm more useful as a warlock, that's not a risk Mazora would take. Go on, the night's young. Or waste a single drop of wine for that.
Well, I wasn't sure our withered old friend could live up to his promise. At least, I assume it's... How have you been since, everything? Well, of course you have, darling. It's not easy to replace someone like this. I've taken a turn. As an adventurer, it turns out no one actually cares about murder, as long as you murder the right people. And apparently I'm rather good at it. Let's not get carried away, darling. Perhaps more me than I've ever been. I did at first, but then I realized these shadows, this darkness, it's all a part of me. I spent too long defined by what other people did to me, the choices other people made for me. But that's over now. This is who I am, in all my glory, for better. That being said, I haven't completely given up on returning to the sun, but until then, I am. We've had quite the journey. From the moment I first threatened you, I knew you were someone special. I will miss our time together. See you later, darling.
There you are.
Well, well. Professor Gale Decarius of Blackstaff Academy. Educator of the esteemed school. She did not. I surrendered the crown of Carsus to her, as I told you I would. And in return, she cured me of the orbit. Even now, I struggle to put the feelings into words. Of course, I haven't clarified with my students that the orb is no longer a threat. I spend most of my time trying to convince them how much fun the study of magic can be. But it'd be easier to crack a smile on an intellect devourer than some of my pupils. Smiling may no longer come easy to you, but I've seen how your tentacles twitch at my joke. Still, I hoped my students might be a little more open to the playful side of... Oh, they try their best. And what of you? What are you making of this newfound lease of life we earned? And I couldn't be happier for you. I've told my students plenty of tales about our escapades. You're something of a hero to them, you know? I'll be delighted to introduce you to my current cohort as a guest lecturer, perhaps. Excellent. I'm very curious to know what you've been up to. So, in the spirit of selflessness, I encourage you to mix and mingle for now.
I expect
It's good to meet again.
To which I was not.
Song, good company, and good wine from the looks of it. A beautiful night. I wish it could last forever.
Witherspoon pluck wine from all over the world, but is there one bottle of fresh blood?
Oh, right. You. Hello. Yes, I'm certain it is. You helped Mr. Dacarios save Baldurs Gate from the Absolute, and you made significant sacrifices to your well-being by the looks of things. Yes, you ought to come visit myself and Gale when you're able. If you can extract yourself from what... We'll send word by pigeon when we've need of you. Ta-ta, darling.
Oh, pardon me.
For 2 months we trained as Knights of the Comet. It has taken all of Orpheus's efforts to conjure our projections here. Worth it, I'd say. Right here, right now. There's no other place I'd sooner be. Enjoy your night. Chatter away. For tomorrow, we face Zareth Minyaragith.
Zareth Menya-Agith. How well you know the name. The immortal god king of the Githzerai, and the ruler of their capital, Shraktalor.
I was as surprised as anyone when Orpheus spoke the order. My love.
Love. The word hangs in the air for a moment, before Lae'zel continues.
Trust me, my blade is keen as ever. Sometimes, a sincere plea is more persuasive than a dagger. And if Minyaragith refuses, we carry on. We are warriors of the Comet. And when the Comet has risen, we will be forever together. As surely as Kalir will forever circle the sun. Love. Until I knew you, I thought the mere idea a joke. A weakness indulged. You proved me a fool. I am forever grateful. A taste I will never grow tired of.
One so fleshless of form, Withers is well versed in the preparing of meat. No, Boo, I do not know where he gets it.
There's something strange in your old friend's mouth. What is it? A familiar invitation. He wants you to throw the object he's dropped. But it isn't a ball. It's the astral prism. Scratch barks merrily in something like agreement.
Well now, you can make yourself presentable. Your higher form has brought with it some higher manners, then. I'm glad the months have not been wasted. Same twisting alleys for purse pickers. Same wooden buildings ready to get burnt by next year's dragon. Same cisterns overflow. Baldurians simply get on with it. Harpers have come from half the world over to lend aid. Farmers, masons. My own son. Not so for my daughter. Ryan's rejoined the Flaming Fist, though she spends more time locking up comrades for pocketing aid funds. They might learn a thing or two. There is still much to do. I may have little love for this city, but so long as my family chooses to serve it, I can do no less. The Harpers welcome any into their ranks, so long as their soul is willing. You've proven you have one, mind flayer or no. I have lived many lives. It is only right you be allowed to live another. There is, usually a ceremony. Reciting of oaths. For now, I give you only the most simple Harper creed. To look for the light, and watch always for the dawn. Now, before this night grows any deeper, I must inspect the refreshments.
I fear I am becoming accustomed to the taste of sun-fed plants.
Withers has a keen eye for a nice vintage.
Oh, hello. Let me guess, you've got some suggestions about the music choice. You have no idea who I am, do you? I thought Withers might have set the stage a little. Milil.
Musical prayers were once offered to Milil, Lord of Song, a minor deity whose worship faded after offending the trickster god Cyric.
I'm washed up, I'm afraid. You know?
You're bloody right! It is an honor!
Finally! The scribe picks an adventurer of substance, of culture!
What can I do you for?
Fantastical news. Carry on I shall.
I fear I am becoming accustomed to the taste of sun. I expect there have been other reunions to which I was not.
Though she... Why are you looking at me so?
Aha! You see, Boo? That... Yeah. It is well for Happy the straight...
Oh.
But enough, my friend! Imprint! And should you feel it squirming, know that it is only Boo. You are quite coated in hamster hair. Now, wherever you go, Boo goes too. Aha. Though I am thinking yours does not sit on your shoulders. Now, Halfling, Will Ravengard, the Blade of Frontier, Lae'zel of Creshkiller, Astarion, who is banished by the sun. We visit him much down in the dark places. Gale, Shadowheart, and Minthara. Yes. And there, the champion of the Hells herself, Karlach Demon's Bane. Once the guild is made of goodness once more, Bull shall scratch the Hells wide open. And finally, Jahira. Study them well, sneak, who never arrived to a party.
But what?
Go, my friend.
Oh, shit. Oh, my God! He wasn't kidding. Soldier. It's really you. Oh, I've missed you, man. Like, I've really missed you. And you're so tentacly. You can't miss it. So shiny. Haven't seen any mind flayers anywhere in Avernus. But having Will around has been incredible. Oh, but hey, guess what we found? Cambion dropped a map with directions and blueprints for Zariel's own private forge. Our current plan is to get in, grab a smith, and force him to fix old Rusty. Or maybe give me a brand new model that can live outside of Avernus. You haven't seen the last of old Karlach yet, soldier. Trying not to count my owlbears before they've hatched. But the thought of coming back to Baldurs Gate keeps me going. Can I look you up when I'm out? Hey, that would be kind of fun. Gods, is it good to see you again. This won't be the last time. I promise.
You have managed to survive without me. A welcome surprise. I would kill for a glass of lava wine.
14 apples, some fish heads, and a stale loaf of bread just to get by.
The whole gang is here. Wish I'd had time to polish up the horns.
I expect there have been other reunions to which I was not invited.
So? It's quite... It's good to see you again.
I cannot remember the last time I heard the ballad of the endless spring. Now there's a ditty worthy of a knee slap.
Well, I wasn't sure our withered old friend could live up to his Well, here I am. I'm not sure about you. It turns out... Well, this, that, but I will...
I expect there have been other reunions to which I was not.
You would think someone of my vintage would be inured to the passage of time. Yet these past 6 months have seemed endless without your company. But now, our paths cross once more. We have all pined for each other's company. That bond was forged in a crucible that can never be stoked again. I know it can. For I feel the longing for old friends in my heart each day. I always do. That was more than worth the wait. That was more than worth the wait? Oh, Now, we have much to catch up on. Do not allow me to ramble. In that case, our community grows rapidly. In 6 months, we have turned what was once a shadowy wasteland into a true home for all. The old masonry of Moonrise Towers and Wraithwin have been repurposed into new homes. And the land, it is. We welcome folk from all walks of life. Anyone who wishes for a new start. You are welcome whenever you like. Now, please, tell me all, and spare no details. I shall not lie. Their appetite for bedtime tales is greater than... They have all but exhausted my repertoire in but a few short months. No mean feat given the lifetime I have lived. You would ask to be tucked in next. More than a few, I should think. I am all ears. Though I never cared for that phrase. I shall be able to keep the children enthralled for a few more nights yet. Now, it would be cruel of me to hoard you all to myself for the evening. As much as I would like to. Even Korga may yet find bio. I could get used to this. Before you go, I have something for you. Ducks are my favorite, but I thought they were particularly fitting in this case. Yet, they always find their way back to where they belong. Just a token to remember me.
This has a keen eye for any nice vintage.
Yeah, this seems pretty rare.
Why were we scrounging in barrels and crates for supplies when he could source these? God, I remember one evening when we had to eat 14 hours.
This one night is like any other. Thou art the savior of Baldurs Gate. Until such time it requires saving again. How dost thou feel? I am pleased to hear it. Enjoy the revelry of the day. Thou deservest at least what indeed. The balance of the world restored. The balance of these lives, mortal and otherwise, brought to account. Hear me, thou heroes, wastrels, friends. I have waited long to tell you these words. It is over. For now. Thou played thy part in weaving the fabric of fate itself, but for every thread you sewed, so did the gods unravel another. Sleep, rest, revel, but be ready, for thou mayst yet be needed. Until we meet again, I wish thee every possible fortune, health, wealth, to you. There thou art, the dead three. Thy faces gods, thy actions barely worthy of the name. Didst truly believe thy ploy would succeed? Didst believe I would not notice? Thou soughtst to bolster thy strength by taking away the souls of mortals. But souls vanish when their hosts become mind flayers. Didst think the other gods would not notice? Gods thou may be, yet thou hast proven thyself fools. Everyone. The supplication of Bane, the whimper of Baal, the death mule of Merkel. Felled by mortals. I overestimated thee. They did not. Vermin, away. Thou wilt trouble us no more.
Hells yes! You're here!
So you made it! Now it really is a party.
You have managed to survive without me. A welcome surprise.
Fascinating. Thou hast ventured long with thy comrades, shared food, fire, and friendship, but even such adamantine bonds could not prevent thee from ruining my party. Suddenly, I am most tired. Good day.